Hey guys, Kev here. So I'm pissed off tonight. I saw this attack in New York where children and women, fathers and daughters, mothers and sons were mowed down by an Islamic madman yelling Allah Akbar. I am not more pissed off about this than I was about Las Vegas. So you libtards with your strawman arguments about domestic terrorism, you guys can leave that at the door. Tonight I'm going to say my piece on Islam. As somebody who's lived in Muslim majority countries, as somebody who's fought in the war on terror, I'm going to talk about Muslims and Islam and what it means to Western culture. First of all, there are good Muslims out there. But a good Muslim, to me, and in my opinion and my assessment based on my experiences, is not a good Muslim. Okay? A good Muslim to the West is a bad Muslim to any Muslim majority country. They are not true practicing Muslims. True Muslims, true Islam is Sharia law. And I got in trouble on Facebook for saying this, but real Islam is Sharia law. Just like real Christians follow the Ten Commandments. They follow the Sermon on the Mount. That is the tenet of Christianity. We have built our whole culture, all our laws on Judeo-Christian laws, on the Ten Commandments, on the Sermon on the Mount. Do unto others as they would have do unto you. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. All these principles that we base our laws on, they are part of Christianity. And Christianity is the Ten Commandments. It is the Sermon on the Mount. Just like Islam is Sharia law. When you have 78% of Muslims worldwide want Sharia law where they live, when you have something like 60% of Muslims worldwide in a survey say that they think that violent jihad is justified, that shows an epidemic. That shows a real problem. And we do not need to import those problems into the West. If I lived in Germany or Sweden or France, I would have already left. I would have moved my daughters to a country like Poland or like Russia or any of these Western European countries who have actually limited who is entering their country. Because open borders in Europe has destroyed the cities, these once great meccas for free thought and liberalism. These countries have been brought to their knees by unlimited immigration from Muslim majority countries. And the people causing the problems are those Muslims. We see in France and Germany, Jewish people are afraid to go out in public. There's a mass exodus of Jews from France right now back to Israel because they don't feel safe in these countries anymore. In Sweden, rape is through the roof, skyrocketing. And when you look at violent crime by refugees, up 54% since last year, especially when you look at murder and rape, they're even higher. So why did they need this? Why? So a few politicians could virtue signal? Their country has been run to the ground because a few people in power wanted to show how tolerant they were? What kind of ridiculous crap is that? There is no Muslim majority country on earth where women live free. There is no Muslim majority country on earth where gays don't have to live closeted. All these things the left claim to be for, they call liberal, Islam stands against. The unification of Islam and the left is the most hypocritical thing the left has ever done, the most hypocritical thing. And they've done a lot of hypocritical stuff. But this is by far the worst. These countries were the jewels of the West. And now they've become nothing more than another bombed out, worthless hellhole with third world people bringing in third world cultures and running them into the ground. Guys, these people from Northern Africa, from Iraq, from Syria, all of these people on any given Saturday in those countries, in Iraq, in Syria, in Northern Africa, Morocco, Syria, Lebanon, in any of those countries, if you go out to the villages, the smaller towns, and even sometimes in the cities, you will see dozens or hundreds of people gathered around on a Saturday or a Sunday, stoning a woman to death, beating kids with canes, throwing gay people off rooftops, or cutting off people's hands for stealing. This is Sharia law. This is what they want to bring into the West. This is why when you look at places like London, Manchester, they have Sharia patrols in these suburbs, in these little areas that the Muslims have made no-go zones. And they do exist. There's lots of videos on Live Leaks showing the no-go zones, showing the police being run out, showing them mobbing people in the streets, showing the Sharia patrols inspecting women. It's all out there for people to see. So you leftists living in denial, go out there and do the research. Don't go to PolitiFact or some bogus place like that. Go look and see it for yourselves on LiveLeak, on YouTube. The video's out there. It shows everything. The stats are out there. The stats on rape, the stats on murder. The polls on that, like the Pew Research poll that surveyed thousands of Muslims from throughout Europe that showed how they want Sharia, how they want these laws enforced that ban homosexuality, ban women from going out without burqas and niqabs. This is all out there for you to see. Why should we import more of these problems? We elected Trump to stop this, and they've tried to stop him. They've tried to shut down his travel ban. Well, that's just the beginning, guys. We should go way further than the travel ban. Sure, there's people who are Muslims who live peacefully among us. That's never been, challenged, okay? There are people who are Muslims who obey our laws and have adapted and embraced our culture. But they are not good Muslims, not by the standard of those people coming from these countries now, not by the standard of Wahhabists and of the people living in these Muslim majority countries. If they were, these countries wouldn't be the way they are. They wouldn't be oppressive hellholes, every single one of them. Oppressive, horrible towards women, horrible towards gays, murdering people for living their life the way they want to. There are real Nazis out there. There are real fascists. And Islamo-fascism is at the top of the list. So guys, when I see these attacks, yes, I'm just as pissed off as I am about Las Vegas. But these can be prevented. And it's a numbers game. The more people we let in who believe this toxic ideology, the more we will see of this. And Europe has proven that. So it's time we truly have a discussion about this in America and the West, throughout the West. And we can still save some of these countries in the West. We just have to have the fortitude to stand up and say, this is not okay. This is not compatible. They are not compatible. And that's all I have to say, guys. I've seen it myself. I've been to these places. And I challenge you Antifa morons out there who want to think that I'm just being hyperbolic here. I challenge you to go spend 2 weeks in any of those countries. And if you come out alive, you will change your mind really quickly. Red pill out.